to Dr. Jörn Günther Rare Books. You might hear some noise around us. That's because we are still in stand building at TEFAF Maastricht 2020. This is our stand 109 and it is looking pretty fantastic if you'll have a look.
It's really fantastic.
We're making this film to show you some highlights for all of you who aren't able to join us this year. So let's get started. The first book is right here, and it's something we're very excited about. It's one of our newest acquisitions. This is our oldest piece on the stand. It's a contemporary of the very famous Book of Kells. This book was made around the year 800, and it's a text of Saint Aldhelm of Malmesbury. What we are really excited to show you are there are some notes in between the lines written in Anglo-Saxon. This is the only leaf left from this extraordinarily wonderful and old piece in private hands. This is the Talbot Beechum Book of Hours. This is a prayer book that would help you pray several times a day. As you can see, the gold is shining, the colors are just fantastic. This is a book that survived the ravages of the 100 Years' War, in which Sir John Talbot, the likely owner, was imprisoned by the French. This is a very special book made for the King Juan II of Castile and Leon around 1425. So although it looks contemporary, it's something beautifully medieval. It was a special book made just for him, all about how to be a good king. And what you see here in front of you is a fantastic map of the known world, where we have all of the earth as they knew it in 1425 pushed off to the left, and the beautiful blue open space to the right was open blue sea that they could sail across. This is the fantastic San Salvador Cinco manuscript. This is a lawsuit that comes down to us from central Mexico during the colonial period. It was made around 1571. And what this book tells us is that there was a bad Spanish vicar who was taking advantage of the indigenous people of this village. And the book includes, of course, the problems that he created, including stealing from the locals, as well as making them work for free and charging them for services the church was supposed to provide for free. So we have this book in Spanish, but also in the indigenous language of Nahuatl. And that's what you see here is the indigenous accounting of what was stolen from them in their own language. It's really something special and definitely worth considering having in your own collection.
This is wonderful. What is this?
This is our fragment of the Gutenberg Bible, the first substantial book ever printed in the West. It's the entire book of Joshua, 13 leaves. These pieces include Durer's 3 large books. That is the Life of the Virgin, the Large Passion, and the Apocalypse. These pieces are extraordinary.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
They are woodcuts, or?
These are woodcuts. Durer made them to be individual prints as well as complete series, and what we have are the complete sets of all 3 in magnificent condition, as you see here. This section through here shows you our fantastic Perspectives collection. That is a collection of 15 early printed works all about the science and rendering of proper perspective for artists. These include artists' manuals and also really sort of fantastical renderings of geometric figures. Works include Albrecht Dürer's 3 treatises on perspective, on human proportion, and the creation of proper town foundations.
Oh, and here, what we have here?
Here we have a continuation of the Perspectives collection, and above I want to draw your attention to the magnificent Teuerdunk. This is a creation of the Emperor Maximilian I, who corralled all of the energies and talents of his court writers and artists to make his own romance novel all about himself. This is the story of Toyerdonk, who stands in for Maximilian, going and trying to find the love of his life, who stands in for Maximilian's beloved first wife, Mary of Burgundy. Our copy is printed on vellum and is colored by hand. It is one of the princely editions, and it is here on our stand. Here we have a lovely collection of Dutch books of hours. These will be especially lovely for our local visitors. Maybe they can go home to their original Dutch noble families. We never know. You can see they are beautifully shining with gold as well. Lovely princess with a tall hennin, which is the peaked hat that we see here. This is the Dijs van Voorhout Book of Hours, and it is a fan favorite for our visitors. These are some of our royal books made for the French kings. What is especially exciting here is the life of Saint Radegund. She is the patron saint of the city of Poitiers, and we are actually in the year of Saint Radegund this year. This book was made for the King Charles VIII and his wife Anne de Bretagne. You can see the king posed here with the Saint Radegund right next to him, and the city of Poitiers pictured in the background. This book was made especially for the king, and we believe that after he died tragically from an accident, his wife Anne de Bretagne took it with her back to Brittany, and then along with her on her next royal marriage to the King Louis XII. Louis XII, we believe, is pictured in the book right next door. This is called the Complaint de la Foi, the Complaints of Faith. Here we have a figure of Holy Church begging God above to convince the kings of Europe to help. And we see here the French king on his horse, Louis XII, and his flag flying high above, along with the other kings of Europe. This piece, we believe, was a presentation book made for Louis XII by the poet Nashi. We have another of our exciting new acquisitions. We have the statutes of the Order of Saint-Michel. This was a knightly order, the Order of Saint-Michel, and we see here the order gathered in a meeting around the king, who we believe is Louis XII. This piece was commissioned by a later king, Francois I, Francis I, who ordered 12 pieces to be made, all to give to members of this order. This piece was made for the Duke of Savoy, his favorite uncle. So we have a nice collection of beautiful royal pieces. The exciting letters of Ovid, which was made for Anne de Bretagne, the Queen of France. This includes 5 of Ovid's letters of heroines whose hearts were broken by their tough lovers. It also includes 3 poems for the royal court, including one all about a beautiful lady who died tragically, who may have been the courtesan of the king, Charles VIII. We have a special book that was made for Raphael de Mercatellis, who was a bishop and also the illegitimate son of the Duke of Burgundy, Philip the Good. This is a really special book because it's more scientific in nature. It includes a text about the powers of precious stones and how to counterfeit jewels. It also includes a section on reading the future in your palms. And you can see here it has a section of beautiful, large miniatures, which are from mythological themes. So this is something really extraordinary that you can have in your own library. Any questions you may have on our collection and what we have on view at our stand this year, you can send to us at info@gunter-rarebooks.com. We're happy to answer any questions, send you descriptions, prices, reference photos. We're here for anything you might need. Thanks.